Hey there, it's Mrs. Jones. Welcome to my COVID classroom setup for 2020. Here we are. So let me first of all talk about my state, more because I want to record this for posterity, and then just so you know where I'm coming from. So I teach in Utah, and Utah has never had a lockdown. It's never had a mask requirement. And luckily, we have a small enough population that's not too huge of a deal. But as of this recording, it's July 20th, so almost exactly a month before the students get here. Our COVID cases are rising. We are considered an at-risk state. Our deaths are rising. Our hospitalizations are rising. Not really fast, not like the big populous states like Florida and Texas and California, but still rising. So our governor has been very hands-off and very much relying on the goodness of people's hearts to not have to make masks mandatory or shutting down businesses mandatory. And so he has decided that each individual school district makes its own decisions on how it's going to open for the fall. So my district decided to offer two options for parents. A full-time in-person option, full-time 5 days a week, 7 hours a day, or a completely digital option. And they have to make that decision by August 1st. So that's in like a couple of weeks. And they must abide by whatever decision they make for that first quarter, and then they can reevaluate. But we have been told that to plan on moving to digital. We haven't been told like what the requirement is, like how will we know when we return to digital learning. That's still up in the air. But because of that, they are issuing every single child K through 1 their own Chromebook for the coming school year. And they are asking us that on day 1, we introduce the students to the Chromebooks and do some activities on the Chromebooks, and that even if we're in-person learning, that we do digital sorts of assignments. And they want the kids to take their Chromebooks back and forth with them to home and school and get in the habit of that, because they said that most likely it'll be just like it was when we were shut down the last time. We got our notice at 4 p.m. on a Friday. So, you won't be able to come back in the building and grab your Chromebook or whatever. They want you maybe do homework assignments on the Chromebook, or, whatever we can integrate into our teaching so that students will be able to make that transition quickly and easily. We're also being trained on Canvas, which is a new platform for elementary. I guess high school students are familiar with Canvas, but a lot of parents complained that, every teacher had some sort of different platform. Some had their own website, some had Google Classroom, some had Canvas, and that was very confusing to parents. And so they're like, we're just going to train everybody on Canvas. So we're doing digital training. I haven't started it. It's one of those self-study kinds of things, but I know there's been a lot of glitches with it. So I'm kind of holding off maybe until August to do that. So I just wanted to show you what my classroom looks like now and show you how I'm going to get it COVID ready. I've actually already done some stuff to get it COVID ready. So let's switch you around. So the first thing I did is I'm kind of getting a mask collection going. So I have a couple of disposable masks, and then I have a bunch of bandanas. And I know people are going to say, well, bandanas aren't as safe as masks. But I'm a teacher. Like, I can't afford to buy a mask for students that are going to lose them. One of the concerns that I have asthma, so I have a pre-existing condition. The school district is going to supply 1 mask for adults and 1 mask for children, a reusable mask. And of course, they're supposed to wash it every night, but we all know that some kids show up in the same clothes every day. So I know a bandana isn't great, but to me, it's better than no mask at all. At least it's something. So I have my mask pile here, and hopefully if I have a student who just chronically forgets their mask, I can just say, at the end of the day, just stick that on my desk and I will wash it for you. And then over here, I'm just starting to grab hand sanitizer. I have a sneaking suspicion that that as we get closer to school, it's just going to fly off the shelves again and be very, very hard to find. So I'm just, every time I go grocery shopping, I pick up a bottle, and hopefully I have enough. Again, we're getting some from the school, but my feeling is if we're only going to get one mask, how much hand sanitizer are we truly going to get? Probably a bottle. I don't know. But so I want to show you what my ideas are, what my classroom looks like now. When I left, I set it up for the first day of regular school. So here I have my morning meeting area, and I'm still going to have morning meeting, but we just can't sit in this intimate circle. What I'll do is probably have a stand in a big circle around the room and do it that way. I also I use this area a lot for small group instruction and stuff, and obviously that's not going to happen, and I'm going to need a lot more space for desks. So I am going to be moving desks into this area, and I'm also going to be taking home my bench, which makes me very, very sad. I love this bench, but again, it's not looking like we're going to be having small group stuff the way it is. And so I'm going to move this table around, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to hold on to it because I don't have enough desks for social distancing, and I'll show you that in a second. I might need to use it for students. I also purchased on Amazon these cool little inexpensive lanyards. I think they were around $1 a piece, somewhere around there, and they're like for conferences and stuff. You kind of clip a badge on here, but what I've seen you can do is you can actually clip your mask to it, so you can put the mask on and then take the mask off very easily. I got enough so that myself and each of my teammates can have one, as well as all of the students. So this is my dilemma right now. You can see I'm measuring. So all of our desks are double desks. So they have storage in the middle, and then two people. Obviously, I was measuring here. They are 4 feet long, these desks. We're going to only be able to have one student per desk. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to have just like one student here and then nothing here, or if I maybe want to turn the desk around and basically like this and have the student on the end of it and then have all this space in front of them. So I don't really know, but I do know I'm going to have to switch things around. My biggest problem is right now on my class list for next year, I have 18 students and I only have 12 of these double desks. Now I do have a couple outside that I've used for small groups. That brings me up to 14. If I can figure out something else to put my mailboxes on, that's 15. Yikes. So that's why I'm saying I might need to have the table. I might need to use my little thoughtful spot table. I'm going to have to get creative here. And then the other thing I really want to do, it's looking like we can't really use classroom libraries, although some people say, well, you can have them return books like in a bin and then wait like 2 or 3 days and put them back in. And I don't really know about how we're going to work library. Like there's a lot of questions left. But again, because I need more space, I really want to try to get rid of this extra bookcase. And the way I'm going to do that is I do have these that I have used for students in years past. Unfortunately, they do tip over a lot. They're missing their stabilizers, a lot of them on the bottom. And so I haven't used them lately, and they don't really, I don't know, they kind of fit in their desk. But I'm thinking maybe about replacing some of these bins with like one of these. And you can see they're a lot thinner. And if I can do that, then it would be super cool, and I could probably get rid of that bookcase right there, and maybe even that one right there. So let's see how all this is going to rock and roll. All right, so I want to show you from my classroom library how much space I've been able to save so far. So I was able to consolidate a whole bunch on these tall shelves. This is how much extra space I have. And so if I move everything down, I should be able to fit those bins over there. I'm actually going to keep these smaller bins right here because these are absolutely perfect for chapter books. They're like the perfect size. So it's just these big ones that I am taking care of. And you can see sometimes I don't have enough room in one of the smaller bins, and that's okay if I can just consolidate somewhat. The one thing I'm finding that I don't like after doing all this work though is that we have like all different colors going on. It already bugs me that I have, you know, some black, some clear, and some green. And now I've got even a different color of green. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right here for now, and I'm going to order some black bins so that there's some uniformity. And then I think what I'm going to do with the green ones is I'm going to have them be in student desks because they do fit, and the students have a really hard time keeping organized. They basically lay everything on top of each other, and when they try to get something on the bottom, everything falls out. So if they can put in these bins just like their books, that would be awesome. So I think I've solved the problem, but I'm going to have to do some ordering. All right, onward we go.